Hi, I'm Rabbi Aliza D. Thanks for watching and let there be light. A few years back, I went on a date with a man who spoke very highly of himself. He told me what a wonderful person he was, how great and nice, and so on. On that date together, we went to an event where we had to stand in line for longer than expected. At first, Mr. Wonderful started looking at his watch every 5 seconds. Then his legs started shaking, then he started swearing, and it culminated with him screaming at the doorman. That night came and went. I chose not to see this guy again. But the episode taught me something very important about having faith. I think more than ever in our times, it is hard to have faith because we no longer have patience for anything. We are so used to instant gratification with texting, emails, microwaves, that we are programmed to wait for nothing. We want it, and we want it now. And so, when we even put in a prayer to God, and our wish isn't granted in internet-like speed, it really is hard to have faith. How long do we have to wait until things get better? How long do we have to wait until we meet the right mate, until business turns around? How long do we have to wait until God gets busy doing his job? But I believe that space between what we want and what we have is holy ground. And how we walk upon that space tells God who we are. Will we cheat to get what we want? Will we step on other people to get where we want to go? Will we shake, curse, and scream because we have to wait in line? This waiting time is in fact the incubation period for our character. When we are left languishing, it is not God ignoring us, but God watching us closer than ever. And friends, please admit, sometimes we are also hard of hearing. God does answer us, but we just don't like the answer because his answer is no. And the question is, what kind of person will you be when God says no? I believe ultimately there are two kinds of faiths. The simplistic kind, which says, don't worry, everything will be good. And then there is the wise faith, which says, I am worried, but it is all for the good. Perhaps not the happily ever after kind of good that Disney or Hollywood offer up, but the kind of good that corrects and cleanses our souls and fortifies our purpose in this life. The gross difference being, Hollywood puts people up in lights, while God wants us to be the lights. So how do we become the light? By crossing over the hardships and disappointments with dignity and morality, by figuratively taking off our shoes, for where we walk is holy ground. We learn in the Old Testament how God was angry at Moses for hitting the rock twice to bring forth water, instead of speaking to it as he was instructed to do. It was the sin that prevented him from entering the promised land. So why was God so mad? Because a man of Moses' stature, of Moses' greatness, had no right to show anger or lose control. How we behave while we are waiting says a lot about us. So don't strike or curse out life's download button when the program fails to respond. But tread with grace, my friends, because we are on an eternal blind date with God, and we just may hear from him in the morning.